actually cannot believe what has happened and what I'm about to do. I messed up the filling of this cake. I have the wrong filling in here. What I have to do now is scrape all of this off, deconstruct it, and then add the filling back into the cake and then do it all over again. So let's get to scraping this cake down. I had this cake iced so perfectly, but I had to make the order right. So what I'm doing is trying to scrape off as much of this buttercream without taking off any of the cake. And we're just doing this bit by bit, piece by piece, because I do not want to destroy this cake. You know, there aren't really too many mistakes that we can't come back from. There's always hope. There's always a chance to get it right. Unless this whole thing crumbles and breaks to pieces, then I'm gonna go sit in a corner and cry. Y'all, it was so weird taking the buttercream off of this cake. I mean, it's just not a natural process, right? Anyways, once I got all of the outside buttercream off, I used my offset spatula to dig into the cake to start separating the layers. The cake is very chilled and I'm able to apply a lot of pressure to remove this buttercream. I can only imagine what it would be like doing this on a room temperature cake though. Can you imagine? Do you think it would be more difficult or easier or the same? I don't know. I really don't know, but I think that would be interesting to see. This was a very satisfying process to say the least. The cake was so chilled, the pieces literally popped off and made it super easy to do. It was very satisfying to scrape off all the buttercream, but I made sure that I did my best to not damage the actual cake part. The cake layers just came out super clean and you would never know that these layers have been removed from the cake, except for the bit on the outside, of course. But I was super happy and pleased with this whole entire process, and it didn't take that long either. I was so distraught. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I have very strong emotions when I realized that I put the wrong filling inside of this cake. I was sure this cake was going to be done early and I was just going to enjoy my evening because we were going out with some friends and you know, I was just really looking forward to having this cake done and not having to worry about it for the rest of the evening. But having to do this whole process set me back a bit. So it was kind of a bummer that it happened, but I am so thankful that I caught this before it was too late. You know, I had to make the customer happy, and this was my mistake, so I had to correct it as quickly and as best as I could and do it in a way that no one would ever know the difference. But I'm curious, have you ever messed up a cake and had to redo it? Let me know in the comments below what happened and how you messed it up and what you did to remedy it. The cake is finally deconstructed, so now it's time to reconstruct and put this cake back together in the way that it was supposed to be from the beginning. So I whipped up some of my cream cheese buttercream and I'm popping that down into each layer. I piped the dam with my velvety smooth buttercream and filled the inside of the dam with the cream cheese filling. Then I layered the cake layers on top. I was a little bit worried because cream cheese filling is softer, but the cake was perfectly fine, especially because it was already chilled. This whole process was really just super easy, other than the inconvenience of having to do this twice. This wasn't really that big of a deal, so it just goes to show that there are always ways to fix a cake and the mistakes that we make. now we wait. So we went to our event and now it is late at night. I believe it was around midnight or so, and my cake was chilled, so now I'm just going to take the time to decorate the cake. Thankfully, the decoration part wasn't too strenuous. It wasn't too much, so it didn't take me too long to get it finished, and it was very low stress making this cake. So yeah, just enjoy watching me finish up decorating this cake. It was so fun deconstructing and reconstructing this cake. If you'd like to see me decorate more cakes, check out these videos here. Until next time, peace.